The map showed a county road, but the pavement ended miles ago. Gravel crackled under Daniel's tires as the forest pressed closer, branches knitting together above the truck like ribs. Maya checked the GPS again, even though there was no signal. The screen frozen on a thin grey line that insisted they were almost there. Cabin in the woods, weekend offline, romantic reset, Daniel said, forcing cheer into a voice already thinning with doubt. The ad had promised quiet, isolation. History. Maya hadn't liked that last word. They passed the broken sign at dusk. The letters peeled away until only cab remained. Swinging slightly though there was no wind, Daniel laughed and said it was rustic charm. Maya took a picture and tried not to think about how the trees seemed taller in the photo. Leaning inward, the driveway appeared suddenly. 2 ruts bending. Into darkness, the truck crawled forward. Headlights tunneling through fog that had not been there a moment before. And then the cabin waited. It was smaller than the pictures, older. The porch sagging like a mouth tired of holding secrets. One upstairs window reflected the headlights, bright and round, like an eye that shut when Daniel killed the engine. The quiet that followed felt arranged, placed carefully around them, no neighbors for miles. Daniel said, "That's the point," Maya answered, though she wasn't sure anymore. The key waited under the stone lantern exactly where the owner had said it would be. Cold and dry, as if it had never known weather. Inside, the air smelled. Sealed, yet warm. A fire already slept in the hearth. Red veins breathing beneath ash. Daniel frowned at that. He was certain no one had been here. On the table sat a guest book. Open to a blank page, Maya flipped backward. Every entry ended mid-sentence. Not faded, not torn, simply stopped. She told herself it was a joke, an aesthetic choice, some haunted Airbnb nonsense. But she could feel the cabin listening, the wood, ticking softly like knuckles, flexing upstairs. Something moved. Daniel heard it too. Probably an animal, he said quickly, already convincing himself. The ceiling gave a slow, deliberate creak, like a footstep learning their names, and the front door, very gently, locked itself. Daniel climbed the stairs with a flashlight he pretended made him brave. Maya stayed below, hugging her arms, listening to each step complain beneath his weight. Halfway up, the beam flickered, then steadied. He laughed again, smaller this time, like a man apologizing for existing. The hallway waited at the top, narrow and tilting, doors closed on both sides. At the far end, a window showed only trees, though it should have faced the driveway. Daniel did not notice. "Maya, it's fine," he called. His voice came back thinner, as if the house had taken a bite before returning it. He opened the first door, a bedroom, dustless, bed made tight. On the pillow lay a photograph. Daniel picked it up. It was them, standing outside the cabin. Moments ago, but in the upstairs window behind them, someone else stood smiling. The floor shifted just slightly. Daniel turned, the hallway longer now. The stairs farther away than they had any right to be. "Maya," he said, louder. "From downstairs," she answered, but not in words. Something had begun to walk across the living room. Slow, patient, circling. She could hear its weight testing. The boards, mapping her. Daniel tried the second door, locked. From inside came breathing, wet and careful. A fingernail traced the wood from the other side, right in something he could almost understand. The photograph in his hand grew warm. In it, the smiling figure in the window raised a hand, waved. Daniel dropped it. when it hit the floor, the glass did not break, but the sound of shattering came from downstairs. Maya screamed. The lights went out in the dark. Daniel felt someone step past him in the hallway, brushing his shoulder with terrible familiarity, moving toward the stairs, moving toward her. And from the room he had not opened, a voice exactly like his own whispered, "Don't worry, it said, I'll go instead." Maya ran for the door. The handle would not turn, though she felt it moving beneath her grip, like a pulse refusing to become an exit. Behind her, footsteps descended. "Careful, confident, Daniel," she sobbed. "Please, I'm here," he answered. Relief broke through her so fast she nearly collapsed. She turned. Daniel stood at the bottom of the stairs. But something in the angles was wrong, his smile arriving too early, his eyes not agreeing. "With it, you dropped this," he said, holding the photograph. In the picture now, Maya stood alone outside. No truck, no Daniel, just her, and the upstairs window open like a mouth. "Come sit," he said gently. "Long drive." She backed away. The fire in the hearth brightened, stretching shadows that did not match their owners. The walls ticked faster, excited. "Where is he?" she whispered. The thing wearing Daniel tilted its head. Understanding bloomed there. "Pleased, upstairs," it said, learning. A thud shook the ceiling, followed by dragging, desperate and human. Maya bolted for the kitchen, grabbing the first thing her hands found, a carving knife left out as if waiting for her courage. When she turned back, Daniel stood closer, too. "Close." He hadn't walked. "You can stay," he told her. "Most of you already has." The photograph fluttered to the floor between them. In it, the cabin door stood open. Inside were shapes, many. Layered like coats hung too tight, they were all smiling, upstairs. Danelle screamed her name. Real this time, breaking. Maya ran past the thing, slashing. The blade met resistance like wet bark. It did not bleed, it sighed. She reached the stairs, climbing toward the sound of the man she loved. Toward whatever the house was doing to him. Behind her, more footsteps began. Coming from the walls, Daniel lay in the last room, folded into the corner like something packed for travel. The walls leaned toward him, whispering with voices borrowed. From every throat that had ever entered, when Maya burst in, they hushed. He looked smaller, already edited by the place. "Maya," he breathed, "don't let it learn you." She pulled at him. The floor pulled back. Hands pressed up through the boards, not grabbing, just waiting their turn. From the hallway came Daniel's footsteps, and another, until the rhythm became a crowd pretending to be one man. Maya saw the window, open to the driveway that had never existed. Beyond it, headlights approached, new guests arriving right on time. "It feeds on staying," Daniel said. "We have to leave wrong." She understood without understanding. She kissed him, tasting dust and goodbye. Then she ran for the stairs. Alone, carrying his voice with her, the cabin tried to rearrange. Doors sliding, corridors folding, but grief made her fast. She reached the living room. The guest book waited. Pages turning themselves in a nervous wind. Every unfinished sentence trembled. Hungry for an end, Maya picked up the pen behind her. Daniel practiced walking. Closer each second, she wrote her name. She wrote that she had come. She wrote that she was leaving. The house inhaled sharply, and she slammed the book shut. The front door opened, furious, cheated. Maya ran into night that did not want her, but took her anyway. Behind her, the cabin folded back into trees, digesting its mistake in the upstairs. Window, Daniel watched, getting better at smiling, waiting for the next arrival.